Coming up on Texas Home Improvement.
You know, when storms hit your house, it's not always just hailstorms. It can be windstorms, it can be all kinds of things. Well, on my particular house, I've had hailstorms multiple times. In fact, I've been here 20 years. I'm getting ready to put my 4th roof on the house. I'm not doing this any longer.
Smile. You woke up in Texas.
I'm Jim Dutton, and I've been a contractor here in the great state of Texas for over 40 years.
It ain't a good day till we tear something up. Tools make the job.
To help as many people as I possibly could, I started a radio show over 20 years ago. Now to help even more people, I'm rolling up my sleeves and hitting the road.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, look how beautiful it is.
In Texas, most contractors don't have to have a license, so it's buyer beware.
And that's what you get when you hire a bootleg contractor.
You don't know what you're talking about. I've been building homes for over...
Yeah, and I've been fixing homes for over 40 years because of people like you. It doesn't work in Texas. This is Texas Home Improvement.
So normally, I'm talking to you about other people's problems and what's happened to their house. Today, we're gonna talk about my problem and what's happened to my house. I've been in this house 20 years. I've been putting roofs on periodically for hail damage. This is gonna be my 4th roof in the last 20 years, and I'm done. I've had it, I'm not gonna do it any longer. So I built this deck and cover a couple years ago, and the hail actually beat the wood so bad that the cover is going to end up being taken off and replaced, and it stripped all the surface and the sealer and everything off of it. So now I'm going to have to re-prep all this wood, clean it up, and restain and seal it as well. So when this hailstorm hit, I was out of town like usual, but my wife was at home and she got some of the footage on her phone. So one of the issues we ran into with my roof from the storm damage is I actually have holes in the shingles up there. And we did have a couple of leaks form, and you can see I'm getting spots on the sheetrock in the ceiling in a couple places. Now, this is not the end of the world. I mean, this can easily be fixed, and it's not severe enough that it's even going to require to take the sheetrock down. It's really just going to be a matter of sealing it and repainting, and it'll be fine.
Here's some stuff you need to know.
I'm Jason with DFW Improved, and I'm going to show you the easy way to cut crown. A lot of people like to lay the crown flat. You end up beveling your saw this way, you turn it this way. Gets really confusing, gets a lot of pain in the butt to do it. Easy way to do it is, let me get this squared up real quick. You imagine the bottom of your saw here as the ceiling. This rail here as your wall. So you actually end up cutting your crown upside down and backwards. So my first piece of crown is 12 inches. Make that mark. And then I roll it to where it's going to sit on the wall. Just like that. Nice and tight on that wall, nice and tight on the ceiling right there. And you just bring the saw down, and you got your piece of crown. It'll sit like that.
And keep watching Texas Home Improvement.
So even though I was able to see some of the damage on the roof myself when I went up there, I decided to stop by Arrington Roofing to see an aerial shot of my roof, and most important, to see what type of shingle they recommend to make sure this doesn't happen again. Hey Chris, how's it going?
Oh, Jim, good to see you. Hey, we got a little bit of aerial footage of your roof. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Is it good?
No, it's bad.
Okay, let's go take
But let's do something good with it.
I hope so. You know, the hail damage that I saw from the ladder looked bad, but that was nothing compared to the aerial view that Chris showed me. Chris, this is the 4th roof on this darn house.
Oh gosh.
I've had enough.
So Jim, we took some drone shots, some aerial shots of your house. Let's take a look at that. So Jim, we're on the roof here looking at the hip and ridge. You know, that's where the 2 roof slopes come together up high, or else it's right at the top of the house.
Right.
And you see these holes? I mean, there's absolute hole right through here. That ridge there is unsupported, so there's just air behind it. When that hail hits it, it just knocks a hole clean through it. Well,
right.
You know, that's going to leak. Now, on the field, probably in between the areas that are humped up that kind of make this look like a tile, there might not be as many actual punctures through those, but at this top ridge where it's
Well, and at the ridges on there was holes punctured.
yeah, in the field,
Yeah.
just in the big field there where that ridge is humped up, yeah, it just knocked a hole right straight through that. Really, with this roof, you probably had a chance for more leaks than most, because the asphalt shingles are laying down pretty flat on the deck.
Right.
And they'll get crushed, but not so many holes in it. Yours has got holes in it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Swiss cheese.
And I was getting water.
Oh, you were getting some leaks?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, at first the underlayment held well, but after a couple of months, I did start getting some water.
Yeah. Okay. And that's not fun.
So I'm tired of having to replace my roof. Last time that when we put this roof on, you were talking to me about class 4 hail resistant shingles.
Right.
I think it's time we start looking at that again.
Okay, so I've got a shingle F-Wave that's made of TPO, and the manufacturer is actually warranting their shingle for up to 2-inch hail for 5 years. And so, you know, I'd love for you to see it. In fact, I've got some back here we can do a test on.
Oh, let's go have some fun.
Does that sound good? All right, okay. Okay, Jim, so you've gone from you've gone from a 3-tab to an architectural asphalt shingle to now I want to introduce you to the F-Wave Revia shingle. This is the one we're talking about. You know, they've come so far with plastics. I love them. It's got a little waffle back on it there. You get so thick on plastics, you want to get a little bit thinner and use this waffle as your
Well, it becomes real heavy if you get too thick.
yeah, and very expensive.
Yeah.
This shingle right here has got a 5-year hail warranty, up to 2-inch hail. What we've got to do today is we have got a hail ball cannon.
Okay.
That if you would like to fire it, I want you to put some hail balls on the asphalt shingles and on a Revia shingle.
I would never turn down shooting anything.
Yeah!
One of the things that I like about doing tests like these, one, I get to shoot a hail cannon. 2, we're actually shooting 2-inch ice balls faster than the test that they use to classify shingles.
Yeah! Fire in the hole! Woo-hoo! Good grief! Look at that!
Jim.
Oh my gosh! Okay, this is shot number 2. Shot number 2. Go! Man, that got it. Yeah, you got it right there, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that. All right, Jim, yeah, I mean, is that cool? So we kind of started right here, and that one we found out, man, it's got a real, I mean, look, if I really push, look at that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all the way through that one. This one was kind of stood up with the hard board behind it, but there's
Right.
still a big dent right here. And the next one we hit here, well, the next one you hit down low.
Right here.
And yeah, that one was there. This one was right down here, and you know what? Here's the other thing. There was a little bit of a dent right here. Now it's out, because this stuff kind of self-heals. I don't feel anyone there. What do you say we put that on your house?
Yeah, Mary likes that color too, so I guess we're done.
Texas Home Improvement brought to you by Amazing Exteriors, your source for James Hardy Siding and Infinity Series windows by Marvin.
Hello everybody. If you have been hit by hail, I just wanted to take a quick second to remind you not to panic. I know hail can be alarming, but most hail damage won't cause leaks immediately. When hail hits, it removes granules and may only rupture the top layer shingle. It can take months for the exposed asphalt to dry out, resulting in a leak. Unless you have missing shingles or experienced hail larger than 2.5 inches, you should be okay for a couple weeks, if not a few months. Now, this isn't to say you shouldn't get the process started. Wait times can be long. The important thing is not to panic and not to let anyone talk you into making a hasty decision. We also want to help. Arrington Roofing is an award-winning roofing company serving North Texas since 1983. If you would like a free hail inspection or need emergency tarping, please call Arrington Roofing at 214-698-8443. We're here building a better roof for you.
Installation crews can make a huge difference.
I tell people the most important day in the life of your roof is the day it's put on. If you don't put it on right, I don't care how good the shingles are, I don't care how good the products are, if the guys can't put it on right, it's not good. So you need to have a company that knows how to put a roof on.
Absolutely. And the unfortunate thing is, just like foundation repair, roofing's unregulated and there's a lot of fly-by-nights out there.
And you know what, Jim, I am noticing more and more guys in a truck, you know,
Chucking a truck,
working out there. And you know, all the guys that are chucking the truck, they're trying to make it.
Yep.
Great, I'm glad you're in the trades. It's a great business. But for the general public, it's just hard for them to know which one's the good guy and which one's not, because everybody's nice at the door.
Yeah.
Because you do want someone to stand behind it. And as the foundation and the roofing business, there's going to be a problem that's going to come up. Rain finds a little hole.
Exactly. And you know, the company that stands behind it has to be in business.
Believe it or not, it's tough to outsmart a drop of water.
It is. That was a good way to end.
I like it.
So we picked the toughest shingle on the market, Revia by F-Wave. We picked the color we liked, and today it's time to put what is sure to be the last roof I'll ever put on this house. Well, Randy, you guys got here early. Sun wasn't even up yet.
We did, yep.
They got started as the sun came up. They got the roof stripped. Looks like they got the underlayment on.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Well, they are checking the decking, making sure there's nothing that's loose.
Mm-hmm.
So they're checking that first, making sure there's not any soft spots, because it was only 5 years ago, I think, that we put the other one on, but things happen.
Yep.
So they're checking on that. We're checking on the cuts on our ventilation to make sure that the ridge vent and stuff that we're going to be installing is still accurate in measurements. Then we're going to be starting to do our flashings around the chimney, wall flashings. So we'll make sure that those are in good shape, replace what's needed, and then we'll be putting the shingles down, starter courses, and then flying through it.
So what does F-Wave, the Revia shingle, use as a starter row as compared to a regular shingle?
It's the same type of Revia product.
Okay.
It has different cuts in it, so it's a little bit different than a regular shingle.
Mm-hmm.
The starter strip on a regular shingle is a solid asphalt-based sheet. This one is synthetic,
Okay.
and it's basically the same size, it's just made out of a synthetic product.
Okay.
So not a huge difference, but it's synthetic instead of asphalt.
Okay, so we used the term starter strip several times today. A starter strip is the first shingle product installed on the roof right before the first row of finished shingles. And if your roofer does it wrong, you'll know it when that first round of severe weather blows through. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a timeline?
On finishing the job?
Sure.
Oh,
I'm not worried about it, but my wife's going to be
we'll
asking.
probably be done, if not this afternoon, probably by 10 in the morning tomorrow.
Okay.
We've got everything on hand. We don't have anything that we need to run and get at this point. So I think we might be able to get it done before dark.
I'm going from what was a good high wind roof to a high impact and high wind roof.
Absolutely.
What sets this apart from other shingles?
Well, we'd say that it's going to be the last roof that you'll ever have, because you saw the ice cannon test that we've done on the show before with the tennis ball stuff. So The last product that you had, it was an asphalt base, more designer in nature. The hailstorm revealed its tolerance to hail, and so it was kind of more designer. This one, it's a bulletproof type roofing system. The thickness of the synthetic is much better. The wind rating is actually better than the last one that you had as well.
Okay.
So it's a hidden fastener system, whereas the one that you had before, we had the screws that were up on top. So this is just a much better system all around.
It's really important to have a product that your guys in the field like,
Yes.
that they want to put on. And this product is very easy to put on.
So, at the installation process, any difference?
Well, on the last system that you had, we had exposed fastener screws.
Right.
So this one is very similar to an asphalt shingle. We actually use the same size nails. All of it is the same as what we would do on an asphalt shingle.
Okay.
It's just that the product is a much thicker, heavier product.
Well, that probably makes it a lot easier where you're not having to retrain all the crews on how to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah, makes it a whole lot easier. The design of the shingles, size of the shingle, it's all very similar in nature too.
How about the weight of the roof?
The shingles and the weight of the F-Wave is actually, if you'll watch them, and you've probably seen them, they're carrying 2 or 3 bundles at a time. It's almost a 3-to-1 ratio compared to a regular, there's 3 bundles per square.
Right.
You're carrying 1 up. This one, they're carrying 3 up. So it's a lighter product.
Yeah.
But it's much more durable. Yeah, Gravia's done an amazing job.
Yep.
On this product.
Okay. Another thing I love about this roof is the fact that it installs just like an asphalt shingle. So you're not looking at an increased cost on the installation like you could on other Class 4 shingles.
Texas Home Improvement brought to you by Revia Synthetic Shingles by F-Wave. When hail hits, hit back. And Arrington Roofing, home of the roof that pays you back.
But one thing that I keep hearing is, say like up in Frisco where, people are replacing sometimes their 4th roof in 8 years. And they are,
Quit pointing at me, Chris.
they notice that, like they're paying more out of pocket because
Right.
their deductibles are going up, but they're paying more out of pocket each time to get basically the same thing put back on.
Well, I can tell you, when I moved into my house 20 years ago, on January 3rd will be 20 years, it hailed the first time in March of when I moved in, and I thought, oh great, I'm going to get a new roof. I had a $1,000 deductible, perfect deal.
Right.
The second roof, I had a $3,000 deductible. The third roof was $6,000. This one, we ain't even talking about it. I want to say this one was $12,000 or $13,000. It's nuts.
No, that's why it's just changed.
So I guess my first question is, what prompted F-Wave to want to come up with a new shingle? I mean, we've always done it the same old way.
There are so many markets nationwide, DFW being chief among those, where hail is such a big concern. And the fact that the asphalt shingles that are used on the vast majority of homes just don't stand up to it very well.
Right.
Developing a product that withstands the hail, but also has some environmentally friendly type aspects to it, was a big impetus behind that.
So I know that the shingle withstands the 2-inch hail gunfire and all that kind of stuff, but realistically, what are we looking at that this shingle can handle?
Ooh, well, I mean, there's a lot of footage online that you can look at, from people doing their own tests, not necessarily sanctioned by us, but you've got people throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs at it. You've got people taking it out to gun ranges and shooting it with 20 gauge rifled slugs and it standing up to that. Realistically though, I'm not aware of an instance where an F-Wave roof has been paid for or bought by an insurance company when it involved less than baseball size hail. It's all been baseball size hail and larger.
Okay. What about the wind load that it'll handle?
The wind warranty is 130 miles per hour, but it's tested to a much higher standard than that. And at the plant, we actually are able to test it to, a little over 150 miles an hour. And yeah, it handles all that with flying colors. So if everything's installed properly, you should never have to worry about it blowing off.
And since I got the manufacturer's rep out here, I got no worries that it's not installed properly. Not teasing.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll make sure. And Rocky's got experience. This crew's got experience, and it's nothing different than they're used to doing on a daily basis. It installs just like a shingle, so it's not like they need any specific training on how to do it. There's just areas, as with any higher performing product, the tolerances are a bit tighter. So what they can get away with asphalt shingles, they can't necessarily get away with F-Wave and still have it look nice and perform the way it's supposed to.
Okay. So the roof is on and it looks amazing. And it's great to know that not if, but when another hailstorm blows through my area, I'll be protected. No more holes, no more leaks, thanks to Revia Shingles by F-Wave. Revia Shingles by F-Wave are available all throughout the state of Texas. To find an installer near you, go to thipro.com. Hey, got a question during the week? Go to our website, thipro.com, and click on the Ask Jim button. If you're looking for a great contractor, one that'll treat you fair and get the job done right, go to thipro.com and take a look at the contractors in your area that I've already checked out. Hey, got a question about your project? Join me on News Talk 820 WVAP every Saturday at 12 o'clock. You can call in, ask your question, and get your project going. See that aerial shot to see what, that sucked. Damage, it can be all kinds of things. That one didn't work. One of the things that I like is to pronounce it right. One of the things that I like about doing tests like this, I get to shoot the... So one of the problems with waiting to get a roof put on after a storm damage, I'm gonna redo that. One, I get to shoot a hail cannon. But number two, we're actually shooting 2-inch hail balls that are not hail balls. Take a look at it. That's F-Wave from Revia.